Fulani Herdsmen invasion of Owerri community in the old Imo state. Tears and current situation in the community. Hear the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel /television this very moment. Today's date is 24th of August 2025, and I have a very important information for every one of you listening to my voice right now from wherever you are all over the world. Dear friends and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people. I do not want to talk too much, but I want to remind us that a couple of days ago, I gave you a certain information of what is happening in Owerri, where the Fulani Herdsmen terrorists invaded a certain community. I think Amako here, if I'm not mistaken, invaded that very community, sacked people from their farmlands, wanted to graze in those farmland after sacking the aged mothers in the farmland. They tried to graze on that farmlands with their cattle. Then the local vigilantes were alerted and gun duel ensued afterwards. Many of those vigilantes were unalived and some of them were missing. That was like 2 or 3 days ago. So today now being the 24th of August 2025, we have an update. And I found it very, very necessary to bring it to your notice because we must tell our stories. We must let the world know what is happening in our land. It's not all about whether it's bad news or good news. We are not here to please anybody. We are here to tell our stories. We are here to expose the impunities of those who are unaliving us, those who are invading our land, those who do not want us to be free. We are here to let the whole world know one of the reasons, few reasons, or the reasons why we must leave the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. So do not be expecting me to be giving you sweet news. How Biafra has been declared, how Biafra has been actualized, how we are now a free nation, thereby leaving behind the impunity that is going on in our land. Something that we should be exposing to let the world know what is happening in our land, even though we are seeking their support. You have to show them why they have to support you. You understand? This is how it works. And all the criminals on social media who have been talking about the Biafra Liberation Army, Commander Gento and his men in Okigwe, talking against Biafra Liberation Army, talking against Mazi Simon Ekpa himself. They claim that Gento did this and did that. But they are not telling you about what is happening in the same Imo. They are not telling you about it. They are not telling you the impunities, the atrocities, the criminalities, the terrorism of Fulani Herdsmen in Imo. They are not talking about it. They sideline those things. They sweep them under the carpet. And they are trying to find a way to destroy their own. Standing firm, someone who is standing firm for Biafra. They want to destroy him, thereby giving the opportunity to the invaders, the real invaders now, the Fulani terrorists, to invade each and every community in Igbo land and take it over. So they rather sideline those issues. They rather keep mum. They rather sweep them under the carpet. Instead of talking about them, they will be telling you about Gento, Biafra Liberation Army, Simon Ekpa, this and that. But they don't want you to know the real criminality, the real crime that is going on in Igbo land, especially those that are being committed by the Fulani terrorists. So we are here to expose them. And as you can see, I'll be reading this from Vanguard News Nigeria, and their headline. And in fact, before the headline, I am very, very happy that I'm reading this from Vanguard. Eh? So nobody will say it's a lie. Nobody will say it's a propaganda, because I'm reading it from a Nigeria news platform, a leading one at that matter. Now, according to their headline, they said, missing vigilante found dead after clash with armed herdsmen in Imo. You know, they usually dodge, they don't like putting that word Fulani. Now, let's read in details. The body of the vigilante operative Uche Jofo, who was reported missing after the clash with armed Fulani herdsmen. Oh, they finally put Fulani herdsmen, finally. After the clash with armed Fulani herdsmen at Amakohiaubi community, Owerri West local government area of Imo State, has been found. The body has been found. Remember, I gave you the news just 2 or 3 days ago. A reliable source from the community told Vanguard that Uche Jofo's lifeless body was found in a bush with his body riddled with bullets. His words: "You will recall that the subtle attempt by our vigilante operatives to stop the Fulani herdsmen from moving their cattle into our community farm sadly turned last Wednesday. While the body of Monde Nwozuzu, alias Ojuala, was recovered the same day, Uche Jofo was declared missing that very day, on Wednesday. Now, many of us were initially of the firm belief that he was abducted, but when we started calling his phone line and a strange voice started picking it, our reasoning changed to a possible murder." The search paid off weekend. The search paid off at the weekend. But what kind of off did he pay? Let us read. When his body was eventually found, the search paid off during the weekend, this very weekend, when his body was eventually found, lifeless. Or how many people? Fulani Buru in their own community. In their own community. They came from the north to but Faburu Fana, their own community in the same Imo. Ebe Kwediki is not talking about it. How dare he talk about it? Onye 5 billion naira. Gini kaya la Fulani ji. Gini kaya la Fulani ji. Even ego enyoli ya the proceed the hope was the man wetalo from Fulani Melia governor. And the main thing that brought that money is from his own land, Umuokoko. A very close look his body showed that he may have been shot at close range, and as in the first case, his body has also been deposited in the morgue in Okwa. All these crimes are being committed in Igbo land, in Imo, to be precise, Old Imo State. And some people are busy carrying propaganda against Gentle the Yahoo, making broadcasts. If you go on social media, Oneku everywhere, gentle buronya, gentle buonya, gentle buronya, gentle buonya. One testimony on Facebook, one idiot like that claiming na gentle bulumpaya. Gentle bulumpaya no Okigwe na 2021. 2021. Nwena ajusio 2021 gentle no Okigwe. In the year 2021, Gentle the Yahoo Ononoki Igwe. Simple question, which nobody can be able to answer today. Even in 2022, Gentle Ononoki Igwe. Okwayin Chama, Oge Biafra Liberation Army Nwelo, Barracks Noki Igwe. We all know, Ayin Chama. So you coming out to claim na Gentle Bulumpago na 2021, 2022. Has anybody reasoned properly, including those who were sharing it on social media? I went came for Sinosi from Okigwe, and is among those sharing that very, propaganda on social media. Now, just say 2021, 2022, Gentle on Okigwe. Till today, they cannot answer it. And here you are. In Okigwe, when a bubago, no swear when a bubago, no low when a bubago. Only where Biafra Liberation Army are. Now, in Owerri, where you don't have Biafra Liberation Army barracks, there is no Ebubago there. There's no Ebubago in Amakoya. All those Owerri zone where you don't have Biafra Liberation Army as at this point used to be there. But since it was sabotaged, at least at this very moment, you don't have Biafra Liberation Army there. There is no Ebubago there. There is no armor tanks there. There is no Super Tucano there. What is the result that our people are receiving in those areas? Fulani terrorist invasion. The unaliving of innocent people by the Fulani. Fulani, all their foot soldiers. So then the places where you have Biafra Liberation Army, you don't have Fulani foot soldiers there. They are not there. They are all disappeared. But guess what? You now have the Fulani in khaki military uniform. And then you have Fulani again who are working hand in hand with Igbos, our own brothers, recruited in Ebubago by Hope Uzodinma and Soludo to fight the Biafra Liberation Army. So they are not using what is happening in other places where you don't have Biafra Liberation Army there. They are not using what is happening there to know what may happen to them if there is no Biafra Liberation Army in their areas. They're not using those things happening outside their territory as an example. No, because people who are collecting billions of worthless naira with the governors are coming from their communities. So they're not paying attention. Now, meanwhile, most of the communities indigenes who had taken a sudden flight to neighboring communities appear not to be in a hurry to return to their ancestral homes. You see, no be me they talk about why I'm happy is because I'm reading it from Vanguard, a Nigerian news platform. So you don't say it's a propaganda by Biafra people, by Biafra agitators. No, I'm reading from Vanguard News, a hardcore one Nigerian news outlet. They say that they are not in a hurry to return to their ancestral homes. So who is chasing them? Fulani? Fulani? Where is Caterpillar? You are looking for where to shoot. Fulanis are there. You said you have men. Well, your men gone Owerri. Your security is needed in Owerri. Amaka here. Go there. They need you there. Not to come on social media to rant and talk rubbish, preparing yourself on social media how to fight the Commander General. Meggy. You are not ashamed of yourself, Caterpillar. Go to Owerri. Your agility is highly needed in Owerri at this very point. Go there. Where are all of you? Take your men there. Wally will go to Owerri. Take your Ebubago to Owerri there. They need you. All of you should channel your energy in Owerri. Because everyone are the main terrorists, Umuokoko. A middle-aged widow who simply identified herself as Chienyenwa said, I am not in a hurry to go back home now. Life is precious and inalienable. Wow. This is not funny, but sometimes I can't afford the misfortune of another man's loss. Those who want to go back now can do so. I will go back with my children whenever I feel it will be safe to do so. Who are they running away from? They are running away from Fulani. They are running away from Fulani. Fulani, all the way from Futajalon, Sokoto, Medugri, Gongola, Yola, Niger, Mena, Katsina, Yobe, Kebi. They are in Igbo land today chasing our own people. And all you could do on social media is to talk about Gento. You're not talking about the real deal, the real terrorism going on in our land. Umuokoko, ifele me bue unu ncha. Ifele me bue unu. Nemusro unu ifele ye jidecha unu one by one for giving birth to something that is not even related to human beings. Mad people everywhere. Thank you, my people. To salo numozia. Kambo Wanina Nafia, and make it go viral.